everyone. You know, at Lympha Press, it's our commitment to share the inspiring and educational stories of others that have lipedema and lymphedema in the hope of giving you hope so that you know that you're not alone and every person's story is worth telling. And we've got a great story to share with you today. She's an educator by trade. She is a Lympha Press fan, and she's got a great story to tell. Her name is Jessica Wilson, and I want to get this right. You can follow her on Instagram at the girl with the skinny feet. Jessica, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So tell me about the name, the girl with the skinny feet.
Okay, well, when I was diagnosed in 2017, officially, even though my Google searches years before of self-diagnosis told me what I had, I was sitting in my classroom bawling, and a student aide of mine said, "You know what? You need to take this journey and make it something of your own." And when the physician that diagnosed me told me, you know, how it happened, because I got hurt at work, and so my whole body just expanded from the lowers down, or from my hips down, and I actually just said, "I thought I've been eating too much. I thought I drank too much beer." And she looked at me and she started laughing, and she said, "Jessica, if it was your diet or, you know, alcohol intake, you wouldn't have skinny feet." So it's weird how we came about it, but the girl with the skinny feet is knowing that it was nothing that I did to myself. And that's how I just have to, I keep every time I'm like, "Oh, nope, my feet are still skinny." Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to help maintain.
So you were sobbing. Was it because you didn't know what the next step would be or how to manage this diagnosis?
Yes, so like I said previously, I'm an educator. I got hurt at work, and in getting in that whole process, there was workman's comp plus my own insurance, and it got very, very difficult working between the two. So I was frustrated and didn't know where to go. And then it was finally one of those, like, finally somebody's telling me, like, "This is what's the matter. It's because you had a traumatic event to your body happen. That's why you have gained about 70 pounds in fluid." I was 20 pounds from my driver's license weight, which was maybe part of the reason I was like so shocked when people finally started listening to me. And so to get the diagnosis, it was happy, bittersweet tears. Like, yeah. I was happy.
Yeah. Oh, I get it.
You know?
Oh, thank you for explaining that further. And so let me clarify, your diagnosis was?
I have lipedema, secondary lymphedema.
So the fluid, because we often hear that a triggering event can create the lymphedema.
Yes.
Because for lipedema, it's often a hormonal juncture.
Right.
But a traumatic event to your body can create a hormonal surge as well.
Correct.
So it was a perfect storm.
It was. And let me show you something to be in full transparency of, like, I've never liked my body at 136 pounds. I've never liked it. And I've always covered my legs. The worst thing, I'm athletic. I played volleyball, basketball. I taught PE and health for 9 years. Wow. I found a picture in cleaning out my parents' a thing. I can see my cankles here. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes.
That's in college. I weighed about 136 pounds there.
And so something was going on before this triggering event, this incident at work that created an injury.
Mm-hmm. So I have it like through it's hereditary with me.
Wow. So not only was it a difficult juncture in your life to have the injury and then this, but in a way, it would have never been uncovered.
It's the silver lining.
So what was your first step? So you decided you were going to make lemonade out of the lemons and create this moniker, the girl with the skinny feet. What did you do next?
I started going to lymphatic therapy 3 times a week, on top of, still teaching in Las Vegas. And I remember laying there getting manual lymph drainage. They put me in a Lympha Press, just one of the boots. They did do that. And I strategically took measurement. Any measurement they gave me, I put into a spreadsheet. And you can go back in my Instagram and see like the data. Like, I love data. Like, I'll be like, there's 4 inches in the left leg, the fluid gone, but just from one pumping session. Now it's not 4 inches like in one spot, but all together. So they put me in a pump because my general practitioner knew we needed a pump, but we didn't know what else.
So you had a Lympha Press experience at therapy.
At lymphatic therapy.
And you knew it worked.
I did know it worked. And I said, get me the pump. And then that started the whole, you can do this. And they were like vibration plates. And I was like, vibration plates. And I'm like what you would see like, in the old movies in black and white. And she's like, yeah. And I would say that I'm probably one of the first people that ever bought one of those and started posting about it before everybody else did. I bought one right there my first day at lymphatic therapy.
Wow.
And I they would ask me like, what do you want to do in therapy? And I'm like, put me in a pump, please. Because I know it works for my body.
So this is an interesting point that we want to underscore with our viewers, because when you say a pump, you could get one of several different brands of pump. You did not get a Lympha Press, and your experience was not successful.
Not what it is now. I mean, not in the, I haven't even had my Lympha Press a month, but I have been in a Lympha Press since 2017 when I started going to therapy post surgeries. I've been put in different brands, but I have the Optimal Plus now. I just got it a day before my road trip. They overnighted it to me and I love it.
So you're traveling with your Optimal Plus.
Absolutely. And my niece came downstairs yesterday and she's like, it looks like your space, a space suit. And she put her hands in and it's just, I have to make it fun. It's relaxing for me. It's also, pumping is very tedious. And that's what I like about this pump. It's real easy to get into compared to the other ones that I've had. So
you worked with your insurance and got the other pumps, but this one you finally said, I'm done. I want a Lympha Press or nothing else.
Mm-hmm. I did it backwards. I called my insurance, was talking to this woman and I said, I need your name. I got her name. I got her email, and through her, I got the one-term medical agreement. I contacted Lympha Press at the reps in Nevada through Arizona Vascular, excuse me. And we did it all backwards, but and my insurance does not have a agreement with Lympha Press. It's out of network. So they were going to tell me.
Caveat, we are in network with most insurances. Mm-hmm. This is an unusual situation, and yet you felt so strongly about it. You said to me before we started recording, you need to be your own advocate.
You do. You know how you feel. Don't I guess that's one of the big things whenever, please don't tell me how I feel. I know how I feel. And if I'm telling you it hurts, it hurts. And people really need, especially with lipedema and lymphedema, if I'm telling you where my leg hurts, you need to listen to me. And I'm telling you what kind of therapy I want. That's why it was so important that I get the Lympha Press, because I knew I wanted it. I didn't want what they were trying to tell me. I mean, I already had what they were going to tell me I needed.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't want that. So let me talk to you, or let me talk to the person above you. And I don't like to be like that, but got to be your own advocate.
I think that's a really important point. And there was a time when we used to, and we do respect the healthcare professionals that we work with, absolutely. But nobody knows your body like you. And
Absolutely.
when you feel something and you feel like it is working and you can call it by name, I always recommend to people, don't just say you want a pump, say you need a Lympha Press, because they're not all created equal. And I so appreciate you sharing that. So you're a very well-spoken person. You are an educator by trade. What does it do for your mental health, knowing that you have tools at your disposal to help manage this condition?
Well, so I teach the special needs community. So I have to be on the go. Like, I mean, I could be running across campus one day. I could be on the floor. I'm not sitting behind a desk. So that is why managing the lipedema and lymphedema is so important to me. Compression, swimming, working out. I'm moving my lymph any way, every day possible. And within my job, before I was getting the treatment I needed, it was a struggle every day. And I remember calling my mom, who's 2,000 miles away, on my way to work, and I'm crying. And, it was, what are we going to do next? Before we did other steps in my journey. But I will take this pump with me to work. And I mean, it has its own Carhartt, like big duffel bag, the console. I bought a boot case that's Carhartt, and I was carrying Carhartt before Carhartt was cool. So I figured it could just have its own stuff, and it's protected, and it needs to be. And then when I get back home, it will be in my guest room, laid out on the bed, not in my bedroom, because that's my space. I need the pump in a room that's not, where I go to like have my Zen. So.
Yeah. And it works differently for everyone. Whatever works for you, as long as it's working and helping you feel like you're on top of this, instead of lipedema and lymphedema controlling you, you're in a position to control it. Because what I hear more and more from people is, look, not only do I want to get better, I don't want this to get worse.
Correct. And I can't tell you, like, I mean, I've put my cousins in my pumps. I'm about to put my mom in the Optimal Plus, just to be like, Mom, try it out, just to see. Just because, like, she has swelling, and I'm a big proponent of everybody try it out. You don't know it until you try it. So don't knock it. Don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, and you did try it and you loved it. By the way, here's a little disclaimer that it is a medical device. So a medical prescription is required. We don't care what you do on your personal time with your family.
Sorry, guys.
We get it. But yeah, if anybody out there is watching and they're searching either for a diagnosis or they've recently been diagnosed, Jessica, what would you say to encourage them? In general, not just about the Lympha Press.
I think so, because lipedema is so underdiagnosed and considered an obesity, finding a doctor that will listen to you, that is not a turn and burn doctor, somebody that wants to get educated with you, is key. Having a medical team that is not trying to push, the next weight loss surgery, the next weight loss drug, or, whatever, collagens, anything to help lose weight. You got to find people that are going to stick beside the journey and believe you. And getting a diagnosis is key. My diagnosis actually, before I had to go, I went to a vein clinic in the summer before I was actually told I had lipedema. And he did the veins, and he's like, oh yeah, you've got, some swelling, but that was the start of it. But I knew something was wrong. So I can either be a victim of my circumstances, or you can grab the bull by the hand, the horns, and go. And I'm not a sit still kind of girl. So I wasn't going to let this define me.
You are so quotable. I'm trying to write notes while we are talking with each other.
Thank you.
I thank you so much for your time. Is there any parting words that you would like to share with anyone before we close our interview out?
I just be your own advocate, and you need to try everything. Try everything, and your body. Don't let somebody else tell you, because what works for me might not work for them.
Perfect. So. Jessica can be followed at the girl with the skinny feet. And I hope you will follow her, because that's how I found you, Jessica. I saw you on Instagram. I said, wait a minute, this is someone who's excited about their Lympha Press. I want to talk to them. I'm so glad I did. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And I also want to say, for those of you who are watching this, if you've been inspired and you want to find out more, please reach out to me, bviola@lymphapress.com. Join us at one of our monthly roundtables. The third Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our Lipedema roundtable. Jessica, have you ever been to a roundtable?
I have not.
Guess who's getting an invite, a personal invite from me at the end of this conversation. You'll love it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Because our goal is to have real people have real talk about their condition and encourage each other. So please do consider joining us. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And most of all, Jessica, thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.